Do you have little people in your life? Do they need this precious mini spa towel? Oh my goodness, my little ladies need it. Come make it with me. This is just a regular Walmart bath towel. So I took it and laid it pretty side up. Now I want the short edge close to me. Then I took a 2.5-inch strip. It came from one of these rolls, and these are called jelly rolls or 2.5-inch strips. There are 42 of them in here. I laid it on top of my towel and then I trimmed it off, but not perfectly even because the towel is not the same. So I'm gonna sew down, and when I get down to here, I'm just gonna fold it under where it matches. I took it to the ironing board. I ironed it in on both sides, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, doesn't really matter. This is just a decorative touch, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And I ironed the top down. So we ironed it in, so we have pretty finished edges. We're gonna lay it on the end of our towel, and then we're just gonna straight stitch all the way around. That's it, easy peasy. Now when I get down here, while I'm sewing, I'm gonna maybe trim that off a little more and fold it under so that it matches nice and neatly with the bottom of the towel. And I'm gonna turn and come back up.
Y'all, I promise, I'm not trying to raise bougie children, but I just can't help myself. I want to make them all the things. And I have some towels like this that Velcro, and I love them when I get out of the bathtub. And every time I put one on, they want to put it on. But of course, it's too big for them. So here we are, making them one. I'm planning to put this in their Easter basket because it's going to be great even in the summertime over their swimsuit. And doesn't every little girl get a new swimsuit in their Easter basket?
I've sewn that on. I've just straight stitched all the way around. Now, because mine are for little ladies, I'm gonna add some rickrack. You certainly don't have to. You can if you want to. I'm just gonna add it down one side. And I'm going to sew it on with a straight stitch all the way down. It's just gonna make it a little touch more feminine for them. Now, when I add my rickrack, I'm taking the top of my rickrack, I'm folding it over. Just a teeny tiny bit. Do you see that? And that's what I'm gonna start with. Start with it folded over, and then when I end, I'll cut about that much longer than what I need and fold it under so it has pretty finished edges on the top and on the bottom of the rickrack also.
I'm just sewing the rickrack on with a straight stitch. And yes, I'm back stitching when I stop and when I start because my grandma said so.
Oh my goodness. I'm making mine for 3-year-olds, so I need mine to be pretty small. So the first thing I'm gonna do is fold it in half. And then I'm gonna make pleats in my towel like this. I'm gonna clip this. I'm just gonna fold it every few inches and clip it. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to shrink it up a little bit. I have one that goes under my arms and Velcros. Theirs, I suspect they'll put it over their shoulders and Velcro it because they're so little. But we want it to be small enough that it doesn't fall off of their shoulders. So we've pleated this side. Now we're gonna come and kind of try to match the pleats on the other side. And then we're gonna sew it and see if we think it's small enough. And it may not be, we may need to make it smaller. But I'm pretty excited about this. I've been trying to figure out how I could make one that would be easy. So now I have all of my pleats. All I'm going to do is go and sew straight on top of them, all the way across. Easy peasy. So I decided the few pleats that I did to begin with weren't gonna make it small enough, so I went back and pleated the entire towel. So now when I add my Velcro, this is about how big it's gonna be. And I think that's gonna stay on their shoulders because that's what I'm looking at. I don't want it to fall off their shoulders when they put it on. So now let's add some Velcro and we'll be finished. Do not judge me. I know. Am I gonna fix it? No. So what I did was cut 2 pieces of Velcro, probably 5-ish inches. I'm gonna take the rough side of the Velcro and put it on the side of my towel that doesn't have my design. So I'm putting the rough side here because this soft side, this is how I expect it to work. I expect this to be next to her bare skin, and I expect this to come over and grasp it. So if the soft side is here and it rubs her, it won't hurt. If I put the rough side here, that's not so comfy. So I'm gonna put this rough side of Velcro right here on this side, and then I'm gonna take the soft side of the Velcro and I'm going to put it on this side, just like this.
I'm just sewing this with a straight stitch, back stitching when I start and when I stop, going all the way around my Velcro, and then I'm sewing an X across the center of it, of both pieces. And that's going to give it some stability so when it's pulled apart, it won't come off of your project.
So I sewed the rough piece of Velcro on the outside of the towel because that's going to land on the inside. I'm going to sew my soft piece of Velcro on the inside of this. So when it comes over, it's going to connect just like that.
You're going to sew this piece of Velcro exactly the same way, all the way around, an X across the center. And y'all, when you make these, please email me a photo to hometownquiltcompany@gmail.com. I want to see. Show and tell is my favorite.
Oh my goodness, y'all. Look how stinking sweet. I cannot wait to bring this home. They're going to be so excited to put this on after their bath. My name is Tammy. I'm your favorite sewing teacher, and I would love for you to come sew with me.